Good Monday morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us for this little Monday morning check-in at our digital news desk. We're taking a live look at Lambeau Field, and look closely at the scoreboard there. You can see the graphic. Monday Night Football, Eagles versus Packers at Lambeau Field. Titletown is going to be hopping today. And Tammy, we were talking just before we started here. It's nice of the fall colors. They've got their greens and their golds out there, the leaves showing off this morning.
Absolutely. It looks great. I mean, it's 25 degrees right now, so we are feeling like cool fall. And I know that there was some snow in parts of our viewing area over the weekend, so there's lots of energy. And, you know, when you're bundled up and heading to Lambeau, that's when it really feels like football, don't you think?
Absolutely. And that cold weather that we're seeing right now, 25 degrees in Green Bay, that is not slowing down those cheese heads, those green and gold faithful out there. Take a look at this. This is from this morning. GMA, Good Morning America, live at Lambeau Field. Quite the turnout there of Packers fans all out there celebrating. Kristen Allen taking these photos for us. She said there's even a couple of Eagles fans that were braving the frozen conditions to head out there. Kristen getting some awesome photos right there.
Look at that.
Jason Kelsey. What a guy there. He's got his cheese head. Apparently he just took a big bite out of that cheese head on GMA.
He did. I saw it.
Yeah.
And he said, wait a second, it's foam. It's not cheese.
That can't taste very good. And just a wonderful experience out there with GMA this morning for Kristen.
And with Becky Worley there, she's out there live too for GMA, one of the correspondents. By the way, Kristen's interview with Jason Kelsey is going to be coming up in just about 25 minutes.
Yes.
On Action 2 News mid-morning with Steve and Aisha, so you have to look forward to that. I know she said he's incredibly kind and well, hopefully he had good things to say about Green Bay and Lambeau Field.
Looking forward to it. And he's a former Eagles player.
Right.
He was the man that was kind of getting pancaked with the tush push. He was the center, so he just got landed on all the time. But looking forward to seeing that interview again. Action 2 News mid-morning coming up at 9. And a lot of folks very interested. There's the sign there saying "Go Pack Go."
Yes,
a lot of folks interested in what that forecast is going to look like for the game tonight. And speaking of nice guys, we got another nice guy to chat with. Chief Meteorologist Steve Bailon, who has a look at that forecast for us. Steve, how are things going to be out there for Packers fans headed to Lambeau for the big game tonight? Oh, and
too many tush pushes and all of a sudden deciding to take a bite out of foam. Is there a correlation there?
Yeah, I mean, potentially, Steve. You know, that tush push, that can really mess with you out there. But I think he's glad that he's enjoying retirement now, and he gets to be an analyst for ESPN and hanging out with people like Kristen and everybody else for Monday Night Football.
Yeah. I don't blame him. You know, whether you're going to be a broadcaster or a fan or a player at the game tonight, we encourage people to dress warmly. There's a live look across town towards Lambeau Field. You know, we had some sun early this morning, but it's clouded over. We're at 25 degrees. Wind chill is 16. We've got a north-northwest wind at 9 miles an hour. And just up the road, taking the highway up to Door County, there's Sturgeon Bay, and you can see there's some snow on the grass. Yeah, Door County got zonked over the weekend. Right now, 27 degrees, wind chill 15. Door County is under a winter weather advisory from the National Weather Service until 6 o'clock this evening. Another 1 to 3 plus inches of snow is a possibility. I would say that's most likely in northern and central portions of the peninsula. Maybe not quite as likely south of Sturgeon Bay down towards Brussels and Forestville. But regardless, we got some snow showers on First Alert Viper Max. Let's get a little bit closer here. You can see the flakes are flying. Sturgeon Bay up to Carlsville. If you continue to go up 57 up towards Egg Harbor and Fish Creek, I'm sure you're seeing some light snow. Maybe not quite as noticeable around Jacksonport, but from Sister Bay down towards Bailey's Harbor and that 57 corridor there's some light snow showers that are drifting south and southeast. Now, the intensity of the snow right now is not as heavy as what came down Sunday morning, Sunday midday. This is a recap of yesterday on First Alert Viper Max. You can see that darker blue band cutting right through the spine of the peninsula. That's where the snow came down the hardest. Official snowfall reports, in case you missed it, about a mile east of Egg Harbor, they got 7.8 inches of snow. Holy moly. 5 inches in Bailey's Harbor, 5 inches in Jacksonport, and then about a couple miles northeast of Sturgeon Bay, 2 inches of snow. It was interesting to see some of the pictures on social media yesterday of the haves and the have-nots with the snowfall. Some folks got like nothing, and other people got at least half a foot. So there's more that's going to fall today, perhaps 1 to 3 inches in some areas. So be aware that travel across Door County could be slippery at times, especially later this morning and into the first half of the afternoon. But otherwise, inland areas will stay drier with partly sunny, mostly cloudy skies. It's going to be a blustery day, a high of 38 degrees, but with that northwest wind cutting through, wind chills will be colder. Now, these are temperatures. We're in the 20s right now, 27 in Appleton, 24 in Oconto. We've got a northwest wind close to 10 miles an hour, a little stronger lakeside, and that's knocking our wind chills back into the teens, although lucky you Wapaka, you lead the pack. Your feel-like temperature is at 20. So here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictor with the high temperatures getting up into the mid and upper 30s. 46 is average for this time of year. We're going to fall well shy of that. Northwest winds will give us wind chills in the midday and the afternoon in the low to mid 20s. Now, those snow showers in Door County, they'll continue through at least the midpoint of the afternoon, but inland areas will probably see drier weather, partly sunny, mostly cloudy skies. Now, as the atmosphere stabilizes a bit this evening, we'll see the clouds breaking open as we get towards tonight, at least the start of tonight. So I'm optimistic that we'll have fair skies, but cold weather for the Packers-Eagles game. 7:15 kickoff at Lambeau Field, 30 degrees, wind chill 22. By the end of the game, we're going to be falling back into the teens. So I have to ask the question for Emerson and Tammy while we have a second here. This game.
Steve, I'm going to need to repeat that every time I switch to the boxes. It cuts your mic. So
oh, my apologies.
Repeat that one more.
How many layers do you think it's going to take for fans to stay warm tonight at the game?
Oh, well, I'm a true believer in as many layers as you can, because you can always take them off. If you don't have them, you can't put them back on. So
you sound like my mom. My mom would say something like that.
Like a base layer.
You can't knit a layer on the spot.
Pants on top of that, and then snow pants, because you're
Snow
sitting
pants.
and it's night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So I would go with 4. That's mine.
You want like the long, like the thermal, like under, like
Right.
under, like leggings or whatnot. So that's 1, and then you've got the pants. Like I would go use like sweatpants, and then snow pants on top of that. So there's 3, and then
I think 4 up on top.
yeah, because you've
3
got
on the
long
3 on
sleeve
the bottom.
shirt, sweatshirt, really thick jacket. Yeah, 3 or 4 I would say. And then my mom and I 2 or 3 years ago when we went to a game, I didn't know that I knew feet warmers, like you got like the little the hand warmers and whatnot.
Yeah.
They make foot warmers that literally cover the entire base of your foot.
Right. Aren't they shaped like your shoe?
Yeah, shaped like your shoe.
Yeah,
You put
yeah.
them on before you put your shoe on. Phenomenal. It just warms your legs right up.
I'm willing to bet that there's some out-of-towners who are in for the game who just heard you go through all those tips, and they're just like, they're ready to take notes.
Let me write that down.
Like, this is what I need to do tonight.
Go get those hand warmers, the body warmers.
We're live
Feet
on
warmers.
We're live on Facebook right now too. So if there's any Packers fans out there watching right now, if you've got some tips for maybe some fans who haven't been to a game at Lambeau before, and you want to be nice, good hosts, and share that with them, do so in the comments, or just for any fellow Packers fans who are maybe trying to rack their memory and see what they need to be wearing tonight. But it's going to be a chilly one out there, Steve.
Do you mind if I finish up the forecast and show you what happens later tonight and beyond? This
can do that. Here we go.
I'll
I'll
zip
cut
through the
back
rest
to it
of
real
this
quick.
here since I know I'm chewing up a lot of time.
You're good. It's probably going to cut your mic for a second, so just let me fix that. And you're good, Steve.
All right, so we'll go back into predictor because, fair and cold this evening for the game, but there's a little disturbance that's going to arrive from the northwest, and it'll push some clouds in after the game. And, towards dawn tomorrow, there could be a couple passing snow showers. I think they'll be brief. I think they'll be light. They may put a little coating down here and there. On a selfish note, I'm kind of hoping they avoid Green Bay because we have an in-house contest, which I see that somebody has put down here that Green Bay got officially a trace of snow as of yesterday's climate report. And so I'm not sure who wins the bet here in in the Weather Center. But I had said that not until the end of November are we going to get our first inch. So I'm hoping that that's going to verify. So we'll see. But otherwise, the snow showers are going to be exiting the area, and I think we'll see partly sunny skies for the rest of Veterans Day. Our next weather maker, mild air returns. And it's going to be later this week, and that stretch probably is going to be dry. So today, tomorrow, highs will be in the upper 30s. You guys will be wearing all your layers. And then by the time we get into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, well, hey, we're going to be up in the 50s. And there's going to be some wind in the midweek, but I think Thursday and Friday will be mild and not as windy, which is a really good combination for getting out and raking leaves, blowing them to the curb. So Thursday and Friday are good work in the yard days to get all that done. I know that's going to be on my docket. Try to get as much done Thursday and Friday because Saturday and Sunday, while it's not that cold, it is going to be breezy and it's going to be a little bit wet at times with a chance of some showers. And so the week starts and ends with some wet weather. It's just that it starts off with some snowflakes and it ends with some raindrops.
Steve, I will say I still feel a little excluded. I wanted to be a part of the snow predicting competition, but it's only for meteorologists apparently, according to Emily Mers, and I was not allowed. So.
Well, listen, Emily made the rules, and actually, as I'm looking at it, I think Emily won the first snowfall guess, I believe, from what I'm seeing.
Like just
is that
overall
true?
in our viewing area?
It's well, hold on. Nolan is going here. So we have Price is Right.
I'm just going to read it right off the paper. The Price is Right rules apply. Closest without going over wins. So Brad wins it.
So Brad wins it with November 17th?
He pulled the $1 trick on me.
The $1 trick. All right, so Brad, our severe weather specialist, gets to win the first snow here in Green Bay. But I'm still in the running for first inch, and then, of course, our seasonal total. I aimed high for that, by the way, while some others did not.
First inch, November 22nd. That's my guess. All right, doesn't matter. Steve, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
That's what Colleen Melberg said. No, wait. Did she? Oh, yeah, she did. She went first inch November 22nd. So you and Colleen Melberg are on the same brainwave.
Great minds. Great minds. It's going to happen. All right, Steve, we'll let you go get ready for Action 2 News Mid-Morning with Aisha, who's working hard behind you. And thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Tammy, now we are going to discuss a very in-depth story that you've been working on for the past 2 weeks now. So we talked about this last Monday at our check-in here. It was the bank impersonation scam that you found a victim who had spoken with you. You spoke with that victim again, and you've also spoken with crime experts and the officials who are trying to track these people down.
Right, the investigator who's working her case in Ashwaubenon. So, I mean, the big message here is that these bank impersonation scams are happening here locally, and people are losing a lot of money. The local woman who I spoke to, Jill, lost $19,000 total. And there are other people. The investigator, Aaron Dufek with Ashwaubenon Public Safety, told me, you know, a few years ago it was a couple $1,000s, then it moved up to tens of thousands, and there are some people who've lost upwards of $100,000 in this. And the simple message is that if you get a text or a phone call that you think is from your bank, you want to pause and you want to verify. Don't click, don't respond. Call the phone number that you know is real, even go into your bank, and I can tell you that they're not going to be upset with you for, you know, double checking. Really, this is just something that has been going on for quite a while. I mean, the text that she got started real simply, and it said Wells Fargo at the top of the text, and it says, "Have you attempted a new device sign-in on online mobile banking in Miami?" And then it said, "Reply yes or no or stop."
And I think that stop one right there kind of
don't even reply to that.
Because that lets them know that you're
that you're on the other end and you're interacting.
Sure.
Right. The thing about these, so the investigator told me that they are getting more complex and more believable. So really important for all of us to be very aware of this and have conversations. I think the holidays are a really good time coming up to be mindful of people who might be a little bit more vulnerable to this, and to have conversations with them, because these are getting very convincing. And the reason why, I have two different women that I spoke with, one earlier this year and then Jill just recently. They both had a call follow up because they thought that there was fraud on their account from this communication, and the person on the other end was able to tell them their last few transactions in their account, which they said, who else would have that information? I believed it was my bank. So then they were following the instructions. So I asked the investigator, how do you think they're getting this information? I mean, can't be sure, but he said there are data breaches, there are things on the dark web. Where are they getting all this? He wasn't able to pinpoint or say exactly, but the point is that's how sophisticated these are getting and how believable. But don't even have those conversations with these people. Call the bank. And so important, if this happens, to report this immediately to your bank and also to police, because he explained how quickly the criminals behind this will move the money. So the whole point of this is they're saying there's fraud on your account, you have to move your money to protect your money. So they're telling you to transfer your money from your account, and whether it's withdrawing cash and then deposit it into a different account. This is the crime, this is the fraud that's happening, the scam, and it is not real. Moving your money to protect your money. If you hear that, please stop and do not listen to that. And he really wanted to stress that it's so important to report this if it's happening immediately, because they will try and move the money overseas. He says he has a better chance of tracking it when it's here, when it's still in the country. So really just paying attention to these kind of things, that these text messages, they are coming, they are looking believable, but you have to pause. And she was really bold in coming forward and speaking. She saw our story that we were previewing on the AARP scam jam that was going on last month at UWGB, and she went out there to share her story. She wanted to expose this, and I ended up following up with her and talking with her, and she just said, I want to give voice to the silent majority, because it's like 20% of people actually report this crime. For a couple of reasons. They're embarrassed, or they don't think that anything's really going to happen. But she did all that. She's reported it. She's followed up. And the unfortunate thing is that right now she's being told that she's not going to get her money back, because she gave codes and she gave numbers, and she, in a sense,
not realizing that it was with someone who wasn't authorized. But sure. But just so important. And I just think to have conversations, not just, and this is not just happening to older people. I talked with the investigator about this is happening to people, I mean, especially a little bit more vulnerable. And because they're older and they may have their retirement and life savings, they have a little bit more to lose. So particularly vulnerable, but just so important. And I really, again, thank her for coming forward. And I encourage you to go on to WBAY.com, look under my Consumer First Alerts, look at that and share that story. Both stories, two reports
stories
on it.
Right. And I'll continue following up on that. And this is happening at, this is not just one specific bank. These are not just a group of customers being targeted, but clearly they are very targeted attacks, and so we just all need to be on guard. I mean, I've told my own kids too, young, old, it doesn't matter. You just have to be aware and not click on those text messages. We say that so often, right? And don't call back the phone numbers that they're giving you or clicking on the links that they're giving you.
Go find those official ones and make those calls that way.
Right.
Always appreciate those reports. Make sure to go watch those again, very in-depth and really showing how you can avoid losing thousands of dollars yourself. We're taking another live look at Sturgeon Bay this morning. As you can see, the bay looks cold. The ground looks cold.
Just saw someone walking through with their dog just moments ago. So yeah, they're all bundled up.
The dog's probably a bit chilly out there this morning as well. And we bring up Sturgeon Bay because we want to show this as well. We would be missing out if we did not mention the 50th anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. So that ship, that freighter going down in 1975 in Lake Superior. Now that did have some connections to Sturgeon Bay. Two of the members on the ship were from the Sturgeon Bay area, and at the museum up there in Sturgeon Bay, they have a really great exhibit right now honoring those men and the men who lost their lives on the Edmund Fitzgerald called We're Holding Our Own. Chris Roth did a fantastic report on that and is going to have more coming up today at 4:30.
Yeah, from a family member who's sharing that. She lost her dad on the Edmund Fitzgerald, and she gave some personal details, talked about it, and then also shared some things from her dad. From, she thought she wanted to keep his memory alive, and so shared that with the museum. And Chris has more on that story coming up tonight on Action 2 News at 4:30.
Yeah, some of the iron that was pulled up from the ship, a letter from Gordon Lightfoot, who
wrote the song.
Really immortalized this, the ship, and had that song that everybody knows so well. So remembering those and their families and friends impacted by the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Again, 50th anniversary today. There are lots of events taking place around the Great Lakes, the different maritime museums and whatnot, all doing what they can to honor those lost in one of the largest shipwrecks on the Great Lakes, and one of the most memorable certainly as well. And we're going to take another live look now at Lambeau Field this morning as we continue to count down to kickoff as the Packers host the Eagles for Monday Night Football. Again, all of that coverage right here on WBAY TV2. Make sure to stick with us. We'll have Kristen's interview with Jason Kelsey coming up in about 5 minutes on Action 2 News mid-morning. And then we'll have some more coverage at noon, as well as our Cover 2 coverage with the sports team kicking off at 4 o'clock, all leading right up to game time at 7, and then all the post-game reaction afterwards as well. It's going to be a busy day for us.
It is, and we'll be back here tomorrow morning, too.
We will. If you don't want to stay up late for everything, don't worry. We'll have all the coverage for you. Are you going to try and stay up for the whole thing?
I'm going to try to make it to halftime.
That's always a good goal. I always tell myself, halftime and I'm going to bed.
Yes.
And then if it's close,
yes.
I'm like, okay, maybe the end of the
I know.
third quarter. Next thing I know, it's the 2-minute warning, and I'm super tired the next day. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But certainly going to be a fun time. Always great to have a primetime game at Lambeau.
Absolutely, love
especially
it.
when it's on WBAY TV. We're very excited about that. So make sure to stick with us all day. Make it a great one, everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at 4:30.